Yo, what's going on everyone? It's Brian with DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, and today I'm going to be bringing you my top 10 favorite Call of Duty Nazi zombie maps. Now you may be wondering, where's Jim? Well, Jim doesn't really enjoy this mode in Call of Duty as much as some of me and my other friends. It's mostly because we always make him window bitch in the maps, and he usually goes down way too fast. And not to mention, he hasn't played some of the newer maps. But anyway, with all that aside, for those of you who don't know, there's at least 20 different zombies maps. Yes, I'm serious, look it up. And it was really tough narrowing it down. I mean, I had enjoyment on every map for one reason or another, and some of the later maps, they got really crazy with their storylines, with Easter eggs. The amount of shit you could do was just crazy. This list is really just going to focus in on my personal favorite. It is by no means trying to say that they are the best maps, because everyone's going to like a different map for a different reason. And one other thing to keep in mind, when I'm going through these maps, I'm not going to reveal every single Easter egg, so I'm going to skip over some important things of maps. I'm just giving my general reasoning for why I like each one of these maps.
Number 10.
Alright, starting us off at number 10, I'm going to have to go with Buried from Black Ops 2. The crew from Green Run makes an appearance in this old western town, which just happens to be buried underneath the ground. And starting off with the reasons I love this map, let's go with the Giant. No, I'm not talking about the wrestler. Now, there's this locked up Giant in this jail cell. Once you bust him out, if you give him booze, he'll break down barricades for you. If you give him candy, well, he'll kill some zombies for you. They also offer a new ray gun called the Mark II, which just basically shoots a little faster. They also offer, what I really loved, is this ghost character. Now, I first thought, this is just a witch. I come up to the house, the bitch is disappearing from window to window, freaking me out, and she's kind of a pain in the ass. Soon after, you go through her maze in the backyard, and well, that's where I keep dying. And the final thing I want to mention is this new weapon called the Paralyzer, which basically freezes the zombies and evaporates them at the same time, so that's pretty badass.
Number 9.
Alright, so coming in at number 9, we have Mob of the Dead, also from Black Ops 2. Now this takes place on Alcatraz, and it has an all-star cast of characters. You have Billy, played by Ray Liotta, Sal, played by Chaz Palminteri, Weasel, played by Joe Pantaleone, or however the fuck you say his name, and Finn, played by Michael Madsen. Now right off the bat, when you have a list of guys like this doing your voiceover work, you know there's just going to be some hilarious voice acting, some funny sayings, and that really adds to the comedy of this mode. Now, being set in Alcatraz, it's actually a perfect setting. It's creepy as all hell, there's just dead bodies everywhere, and it's like, gives you that really confined space feeling while you're trying to battle all these goddamn zombies. Some of the things I really love on top of the atmosphere, you have a goddamn wolf head that comes out and eats zombies. You have these out-of-body experiences where you basically electrocute yourself and it looks like your soul is floating around. You can power items, you can shoot at zombies, and that's how you revive yourself, so there's really no more need for quick revive. The last things I really want to talk to you guys about was the new boss, Brutus, and the ability to craft a plane and fly off the island going to the Golden Gate Bridge. Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of that, even though I attempted this map like 10 times and I was playing by myself. Either way, it's still a really fun map, and there's plenty of secrets for all you Easter egg hunters out there.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8, we have ShangriLa. You have everyone's favorite original group of Tank, Nikolai, Takio, and Richtofen. So you're going to have all the funny sayings, but this is just a really unique map. It's set in the jungle of what I can only think is basically Vietnam or somewhere of that nature. You have 2 new zombies, a Shrieker zombie who fucking screams and blurs your whole vision, and he blends right in with a lot of other zombies unless you have a really keen eye. You have a Napalm zombie, which is just basically walking fire, and he'll burn the shit out of you, and once you kill him, he explodes, so be careful. Other than that, though, it has a lot of very interesting things. They have pressure-activated traps, these little punji spikes. You have a mud pit maze that if you're not standing on one of the platforms, you're going to be going slow as balls, and of course, surprise, surprise, zombies can run right through it. And then you have these asshole little monkeys that every time a power-up appears, they come screaming and running and try and pick it up and run away. You have to kill them before they run away, otherwise it's gone forever. But other than that, you also have these water geysers, you have this water slide. It kind of makes you feel like you're in Indiana Jones. It's just a really fun map. It's a very medium-sized map, so you don't feel like you're overwhelmed with the size, and you definitely don't feel claustrophobic at any time. I really had a lot of fun playing this map.
Number 7.
Alright, coming in at number 7, we have Shinonuma from the original Call of Duty World at War. What I love about this map is that it introduces us to everyone's favorite characters that I just mentioned. It was the first zombie mode that branched out from just being Nazis to now you have these Japanese zombies, and it just introduced a few conventions that we would really get used to, such as you'd have a round dedicated to fighting enemies that were not zombies. These zombie dogs would make you shit your pants the first time they come on screen, because the whole screen goes foggy. All of a sudden you have these dogs running at you, and it can be pretty debilitating at first. The nice part is, after the round, you get full max ammo. It also has one of my favorite wonder weapons, which is the Wunderwaffe DG2. This thing, it shoots a bolt of lightning, and it connects a whole bunch of zombies together, and you can just come off like a real badass when you have to save your friends over and over again. Other than that, it's a pretty decent sized map. You are also introduced to one of my favorite traps from all the Call of Duties, and that's the flogger. When that shit hits a zombie, it's hilarious to see him go flying. Overall, this is just a very solid zombies map, and one you really shouldn't miss.
Number 6.
Alright, number 6. It's none other than Call of the Dead from Black Ops 2. This has the first appearance from celebrities in the Call of Duty zombie maps. You have George Romero, Danny Trejo, Robert Englund, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Michael Rooker. In this all-star cast, basically, George Romero is shooting another zombie movie, but it all goes wrong. He becomes a zombie himself, and he is one sweet pain in the ass. So you're stuck on this frozen tundra with a broken ship right next to you and a lighthouse. You're running around, you have George Romero constantly on your heels, and he takes a shit ton of damage to kill. If you do manage to kill him though, you will be rewarded with a perk bottle and either the Death Machine or the Wunderwaffe DG2. Oh yeah, it's pretty goddamn badass. Other than that though, it's a very big map, but there is a pretty awesome flinger thing from the ship that takes you from one side of the map to the other. The only other thing I want to mention is the VR-11. It's the new wonder weapon, and it's actually probably the biggest dick weapon ever. You turn a zombie into a human, and all the other zombies start to chase after him. Now, if they get to a certain point, they escape the map. But most of the time, you're just going to use that weapon to distract the zombies and have that guy get killed. So, it's pretty goddamn funny. And any map that has George Romero in it has to go on a list.
Number 5.
Alright, coming in number 5, I'm going with Verrucht. This map, man oh man, did this really start changing shit in the zombies mode. You had the first introduction of power, of perks, of traps. I mean, it was just crazy the amount of new shit that this mode added. And with these new traps I'm speaking of, like the electrical fields, this is probably going to be your most strategic close quarter map of any of the zombie maps. If you're in one of the hallways, you have one guy watching that, you have another guy watching the windows, man, you can really plan out some shit. And if everyone has a good weapon, you're going to be going for a long-ass time. I really love this map. Me and my buddies still go back to this a lot because it's strictly zombies. And some people don't like the dogs or whatever, and sometimes you just want to keep it simple. So just for that alone, it's got to be our number 5.
Number 4.
So coming in at number 4, I'm going to have to go with the largest zombies map ever made to my knowledge, and that is Green Run. What I like is, number 1, you are introduced to 4 new characters: Stullinger, Marlton, Misty, and Russman. They may or may not be as good as the original group, depends on who you ask, but hey, they at least threw some new flavor in there. And this map, when I say it's the biggest, I mean there's easily, I don't know, 5 or 6 different locations, depending on some of the Easter egg locations you can find. And with the new mechanic of the bus taking you from place to place, it just adds a new level of fun that you haven't had in zombies at any time before, or really after. You have a bus driver, which is robotic, and he kind of reminds me of Bob from the Total Recall movie. At least I think the thing's name is Bob. But anyway, you're going to need to be a lot more strategic with this map, and if you really want to get ballsy and run out into that fog and not take the bus, well, you're going to run into these little Denzian fuckers who just jump on your face and scratch the shit out of you. Oh, did I mention? This is the first map that created buildables. So you can make a zombie shield, zombie traps, an automatic turret. There's just so much that this map offers. There's no way we could not put it on the list. And of all the new maps, honestly, this is the one me and my friends probably play the most.
Number 3.
Coming in at number 3, we have to go with the grandfather of all zombie maps, Nach der Untoten. I think that's how you say it. Either way, this mode single-handedly revolutionized and, in my opinion, pushed Call of Duty into the forefront of many people's minds. Whether you like Call of Duty's multiplayer or campaign, whatever, it's a fun first-person shooter. Is it the most inventive? No. But then they came out with this mode for World at War. And I can tell you, there was a lot of people I knew who single-handedly bought Call of Duty World at War because of zombie modes. And for good reason. It is just so much goddamn fun killing zombies with your friends. And what better place than a first-person shooter? I don't really have to go into a lot about this map that everyone doesn't already know, but just on top of just your typical weapons, they throw in a wonder weapon, and they give the strategy of barricades and points, and it was just so much goddamn fun. Me and my buddies, if we want a real quick game of zombies, we'll play this. But somehow we always end up to level in the 20s or 30s, so it really isn't a quick game, but it's the simplest. Just zombies, no perks, no traps. Of course, they re-released it for Black Ops, and they included some perks and this and that, but we still like the original the best. It's simple, it's fun, it's straightforward, and man, does it have one creepy-ass atmosphere.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Kino der Toten. This map offers everything we love about zombies and some extras. So you have a round dedicated to dogs. You have new weapons introduced, including one of my favorite, the Thunder Gun. You have this new added element of teleportation, which I really like. It's just a really, really fun map. It's a fairly large map, but everything is interconnected, and you never feel really claustrophobic. Plus, it has one of my favorite places to be strategic, and that's in the main stairwell of the first spot you spawn. The main reason this is number 2 and not number 1 are the goddamn crawlers. They were really cool and freaky as shit looking when we first saw them, but guess what? When they fucking explode and that green gas goes off, yes, it makes it a little more difficult and more strategic and yada yada yada. It's honestly just an annoyance to me. And it's one thing, if they didn't have those and it was just dogs, I'd be fine with it. But other than that, they also have the new interesting thing of fire sales, which is basically you can go to the box for 10 points, but it only lasts for a little bit of time. Like I said, I love the hell out of this map, and I'll take it over the majority of zombie maps any day.
Number 1.
And finally, at number 1, we have none other than Derise. What can I say? For me and my friends, there's no better zombie map than this. And it's pretty simple why. There's just a lot of strategy you can implement on a map that's not too large, but it's definitely not too small. They introduced one of our all-time favorite things, which is the Pack-a-Punch machine. Not only do you have your standard weapons, but now you can make them look badass, and they're dangerous as hell. They offered the Bowie knife for the first time, which, I'm sorry, if you're at level 15 and you're knifing a zombie with one-hit kills, that's pretty goddamn awesome. They introduced the monkey bombs, which for friends of ours like Jim, who always goes down, it's a lifesaver, because now you can distract all those asshole zombies and pick up your douchebag friend. And finally, this map also offers teleportation. You can go from one side of the map to another in an instant, saving your life, getting you some breathing room from all those goddamn zombie bastards, allowing you maybe turn on some traps and kill them off to just go back and save your friends. It's just a ton of fun, and if you couldn't tell from my list, we really picked maps that we just had fun playing. Our favorite place to hang out is all the way in the back, where you can actually do the teleportation. We usually have a friend up top in what we call the bird's nest, or the little alcove, sniping. I'm usually down in front taking on the bulk, and we usually have 2 window bitches on the left. it works for us. We always have a ton of fun, and if you're drinking and playing this, you're bound to have an awesome night. So like I said, guys, this is my list. It's just my personal favorite. I want to hear what you guys think is your favorites, and give me some reasons. Don't just say, you know, hey, I like this map. I really want to know. I like feedback from our fans. If you couldn't tell, we're pretty interactive, and I'll always respond to you. But anyway, I really appreciate all you guys who watch and support the channel. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, tell your buddies about us, hit subscribe, and for one final shameless plug, make sure you check out some of my fan-made zombie trailers. I love trailers, and if I can add a cool soundtrack to it, I'm gonna do it. So anyway, guys, thanks again. Come back next week for another new video.